In this video, I'm starting from a completely fresh ServiceNow personal developer instance, and I'm going to walk through how to install Agile Development 2.0, install Test Management 2.0, and set up the basic foundation needed before either one becomes useful in a real implementation. So right now I'm in a fresh ServiceNow personal developer instance, or PDI. A PDI is ServiceNow's free environment for learning, practicing, and building things out safely. That's why I can activate plugins and walkthroughs set up here. In a real customer environment, what's available depends on licensing, entitlements, and platform controls. For this video, I'm on the Zurich release. For this walkthrough, I'm operating as a system administrator persona, using the out-of-the-box admin role because I need the level of access required to install plugins and configure the platform. And starting from a fresh instance like this, you may not have Agile Development 2.0 installed yet, and you may not have Test Management 2.0 installed either. The same thing can happen on a real project. A team may want to use these capabilities, but if they haven't been set up, you're not going to see them available. Also, just to define Agile quickly. Agile is a way of organizing work into smaller, traceable pieces like stories and backlog items instead of treating everything like one large software development task. That matters here because testing becomes more useful when it's tied to real work instead of standing on its own. So let me start by showing the clean state of this instance, and then I'll go into plugins and install Agile Development 2.0 first. This is a clean instance, no setup, no Agile, and no test management configured yet. If I search for Agile here, I may not see those modules yet. And the same applies to test management. If it hasn't been installed, those modules won't appear. So the first thing I need to do is go into plugins area. You can see it's under system definition, plugins. I'll select that. It's taking me to the plugins area. So this is something a system administrator persona would typically handle. You can see here the system administrator persona. Since this requires elevated access to activate plugins. So if you can't get to this area, you very likely don't have the admin permissions. So now I'm going to search for the Agile Development 2.0. And I search for it, and if you scroll down, you'll see it's here. So in a real customer environment, this would really depend on the contract that the customer has with ServiceNow, the licensing. So you would need to confirm that that license has been purchased before activating it. But I'm going to select it, and then for demonstration purposes, I can activate it. So I'm going to click install. See all the details. We'll click install now, and I do want to load the demo data because we will use that. So as you can see, it is installing. So I'll cut to when it's finally installed. So now the Agile Development 2.0 module is installed. It took about 3 to 4 minutes for it to do that. And I should be able to see the Agile module now. So if I go here to the filter navigator again, and I click Agile, what we couldn't see before is the Agile Development module. All the links that fall under Agile Development are that module. And the one for now that I really want to show you is the stories. These are going to be very relevant to test management, which is the ultimate goal of setting up Test Management 2.0 and integrating and working with both of them. So if I click the stories link, it should take us to the kind of demo data stories that have been entered in. And at minimum, this gives me access to work records like these stories, which basically represent on a software development project the work that is being delivered. And this is important because this is what testing will eventually be tied to, testing these stories. So now that Agile is in place, I can move on to Test Management 2.0. And in order to do that, we're going to go back to plugins. We're going to look for Test Management 2.0. There it is. I'll select it. Then we'll click Install again. Say Install Now. I do want to load demo data. So I'll cut to when it's completed installing. So that's successfully installed. I do have some questions about whether or not I should have loaded the demo data, because in following videos I'll be covering actually creating tests. But it'd be good in a video to look at what the demo data that ServiceNow does provide for tests specifically and see if it matches up to my recommended path for creating tests. We'll also look at the stories that were created as demo data to see if they match up to the persona-based methodology that I'm going to be showing in the following videos. So for verifying that Test Management 2.0 module was installed, we'll put test in, and then we'll put management, and there we go. Test Management 2.0 has been installed, and inside it are test plans, which we'll talk about in later videos, the test cases, the test suites, test execution suites, the test board, which is a pretty cool feature we'll show. What I believe is kind of the ultimate goal of setting up Test Management 2.0 is to have that test board where you can track the status of all the testing, and then the other components that make up the test management module. So there you have it. Starting from a completely fresh instance, I've installed Agile Development 2.0 and Test Management 2.0 and established the basic foundation needed for our persona-based delivery model and testing model. In the next video, I'll focus on structuring Agile work in a way that supports real persona-based testing and actual delivery workflows from my experience on projects.